Ho-hum, LSU dismantles Little Rock. Now they're on to the marble game of the Baton Rouge Regional. It's Locked on LSU. Here we go.
You are Locked on LSU, your daily podcast on the LSU Tigers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Okay, let's get it. It is Locked on LSU, your team every day. I'm your host, Matt Moscona. Thanks so much for making us your first listen. We are free, available wherever you get podcasts, of course, on YouTube as well. So please subscribe. As always, one of the fastest ways to help us grow is by leaving your comments below. So thank you for that. LSU beats Arkansas Little Rock 7-0, a shutout win behind a dominant performance by Anthony Eyanson. An offense that was opportunistic early, finally broke through with a crooked number in the 6th and cruised on home with Primo and Rizzi finishing it off in the 8th and the 9th. And the Tigers will move on to play either Dallas Baptist or Rhode Island. Two teams that, God bless them, are going to play into the wee hours of Saturday morning, and they will have the unenviable task of trying to come back and play some form of competent baseball on Saturday during the day. But we'll get to that in just a smidge. Hey, if you're new to this format, thanks so much for being here. We'll be doing this all throughout the season. If you're an everydayer, big time shout out. I got to meet a lot of you at walk-ons by campus on Friday when I was doing my radio show. Love the people that come out and shout, "Hey, man, I'm an everydayer." Thank you so much for that, making this show what it is. If you're new, welcome. I'm going to give you about 10 minutes of my thoughts, grab a quick break, come back, and I'll get to all of your questions and comments. So fire away, drop them in the chat if you're with us live. Thank you so much for being here with us. Okay, where to begin? Let's start with, we can start with the rain delays, of course. What an odd day, the way that this all manifests, where LSU was supposed to play at 2 o'clock. It got moved to 5:30. Shortly before that, a storm cell was coming, got pushed back again indefinitely. Finally, they played ball around 7:30, and a little less than 3 hours, and the Tigers dispatched of the Trojans. Anthony Eyanson got the ball instead of Cade Anderson. And we knew it was going to be Eyanson or Anderson. Now we can look back to last week in the SEC tournament, that game against Texas A&M, when Jay Johnson threw Anderson, then Eyanson out of the bullpen, is the very clear indication of what he had planned to do, which was to start Eyanson in the regional opener, to have Anderson ready for the marble game of the regional. It's exactly how it played out. And what a day for Anthony Eyanson. He was absolutely spectacular. 7 2/3, no runs, just 5 hits, struck out 7. He walked 1. He hit a batter. He was awesome from jump. In the first inning, he struck out 2. He did walk a guy. The final out of the first was the pickle. Got him down in order in the second. Got him down in order in the third. Got him in order in the fourth, although there was a single, but then a ground into a fielder's choice. So forgive me, it wasn't in order. 1 over the minimum in the fourth. After hitting a guy to start the fifth, double play strikeout, faced the minimum. In the sixth, he did allow 2 2-out singles, but got a ground out. In the seventh, after a leadoff single, he went ground out, and that was the review. A bad miss by Blue, by the way. Jared Jones knew right away, and thank you to Jared Jones for not doing the Princess Leia ear thing, just looking at Jay Johnson and being like, review it. And they did. He was out by half a step. I mean, that's in slow-mo, we all see it clearly, but umpires in real time should see that. In any event, you got through the seventh. Eyanson gets the first 2 outs of the eighth, and they brought in Primo to go lefty-lefty to finish the eighth, and then Rizzi was awesome. Strikeout, ground out to end the ninth, and it was all over but the shout at that point. So what a day by Anthony Eyanson to give you length. Not only did he give you length and efficiency, but in so doing, he preserved your bullpen. You were able to throw Primo, Rizzi, get those guys some postseason experience, but preserve Cowan and Evans. So now you go into the marble game of the regional with Anderson, Cowan, Evans available to put you into a situation where somebody is going to have to, if you win that game, someone's going to have to go win Sunday, come back, beat you Sunday, then beat you again Monday. And man, because Eyanson gave you what he gave you today, you are set up beautifully if Cade Anderson just does what Cade Anderson does on Saturday. Offensively, a good day for the LSU Tigers. Hit about their average. They averaged about 7 runs at home in conference play. It was about 4 on the road. Certainly the last month it had been about 4, but for LSU in this game, 7 runs on 11 hits. I didn't love some of the missed opportunities. Left the bases loaded in the first. I hated the decision to play for 1 run in the fourth. If you weren't following it, LSU at this point is up 2-0. You get a leadoff single, and then you ask Braswell to sacrifice bunt. You know how I feel about bunting, but please follow the circumstance. This isn't Skeens Louder in Omaha where 1 run is going to be critical. You're facing Arkansas Little Rock, for God's sakes. You're about to turn over your lineup. Play for a crooked number. Play for a big inning. Instead, they go sack bunt, ground out, strikeout. You're playing for 1 run in the 4th inning of a game against a team that from the OVC that was 8-16. Like, that's the thing that bothers me. Like, play for the crooked number, man. You have the more talented team. Take the handcuffs off. Let them go play. Ultimately, you did. Dickinson homers in the 5th. You put up the crooked number in the 6th with Curiel's RBI double, Dickinson's 2-run homer. You're up 6-0. You'd add another run in the 7th. I did love in the first and the second, you got 2 2-out RBI hits. Brown got the 2-out RBI single in the first to put you up 1-0. Then Jared Jones put you up 2-0 after the RBI single in the second. So some clutch hitting there. You did leave the bases loaded in the first, which stinks. But the other part we got to mention, how about the awareness of it was Curiel in the first? I'm looking at my notes. And it was Stanfield in the second. Both of them Curiel took second on a dirt ball with 1 out. Stanfield took second on a dirt ball with 2 outs. But both of those guys with a heads-up, aggressive decision on the base paths took a base, which put you in position to be in run-scoring position for Brown and Jones in the first and the second. That's how you got up 2-0. Love the aggressiveness there. You have 2 very good athletes in Curiel and Stanfield, 2 of your faster players on the base paths. They saw the ball in the dirt. They got aggressive. They took a base, and ultimately that puts you in a position to go up 2-0, which you did. So 7 runs on 11 hits. It wasn't perfect. Let me grab the box score. I want to look at one other thing here. You walked 5 times in this ball game as well, and nobody was hit by a pitch. So 11 hits, 5 walks. You put 16 men on base. 7 of the 16 that reached base scored for you. You hit 2 homers in the ball game. Jones, Brown each came up with 2-out RBI hits. Dickinson's second homer was a 2-out homer. I'm looking for Curiel's double. Curiel's double was a 1-out double that scored the base runner after the walk, and that was that Stanfield who walked? I think it was Stanfield who walked. I'll tell you one thing that was odd as well. How about the decision in the 7th inning? This was after Brown's RBI double to go up. No, this was, forgive me. It was the RBI double to go up 7-0. That's what it was. It was Brown. The shallow ball that the center fielder dove for and couldn't come up with. You're up 7-0. They pinch hit Pearson. He swings early in the count, pops out. With 2 outs, they intentionally walk Derek Curiel to get to Jarrett Jones. Y'all, I don't know that I have seen much or might have seen at all this year. And I've watched every game that this team has played all year. Every game. I don't know that I've seen a team intentionally walk Curiel to get to Jones. Now, it worked out. Jones flew out after that. And even after that, the Tigers hit some balls really hard, man. In the 8th, Dickinson hit one that to center that on a normal day, wind blowing out, Ben McDonald said it throughout broadcast would have been a homer. Brown hit one that would have been a homer to center. But a weird day with the wind blowing in, but still on a non-offensive day, you still put up 11 hits. You put up 7 runs. Let's see. I'm trying to look at the extra base hits. Forgive me. I'm doing this real time as we do this. Curiel had a double, Brown had a double, Milam had a double, Braswell had a double, Dickinson homer twice. You had six of your 11 hits were extra base hits. A really nice day offensively for LSU. And lo and behold, of course, they go start Jackson Wells. As soon as they pull Wells after 5, they go to Katz to start the 6. And you put up the crooked number, and the snowball effect happened. But mostly, I know this is a fact. I watch a lot of baseball, as I'm sure you do as well. My wife probably says I watch too much baseball. It is impossible. This is a statement of fact. It is impossible to win a baseball game if you don't score a run. And I've watched a lot of baseball. I've never seen a team win when they didn't score a run. And LSU shut out Little Rock today. So that was awesome to see. I'm looking at my notes to see if there's anything else that I wanted to touch on before we get to our break and then to you. Fast 8. Let me do this. We'll break, come back, talk to you. I want to talk about what's going to happen now because as we do this live, it's 10:35 p.m. Central Time. 745 brave souls hanging out with us at 10:35 p.m. Central on a Friday. God bless all of you and thank you to our everydayers and to our newbies. I love all of you very, very much. But God bless Rhode Island and Dallas Baptist that are about to play a game. I want to talk about how that all transpired. We'll get to that and your questions, comments, and the rest of the weekend, how Saturday and Sunday will likely play out as we continue Locked on LSU, your team every day. The NBA playoffs are in full swing, and every night delivers highlight-worthy performances, major momentum shifts, and can't-miss moments. Whether it's a game-winning shot or a breakout player, there's never been a better time to get in on the action. And FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and live. With player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays, fans have more ways than ever to play smart and win big. OKC is sitting there waiting. They're waiting on who's coming out of the East. Will it be the Knicks? Will it be the Pacers? You can bet on it right now at FanDuel. And if you're new to FanDuel, it is the perfect time to sign up. Yes, we got college baseball to bet on right now, but the NBA is staring you straight in the face as well. The finals right around the bend. You can head to FanDuel.com, place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Okay, I'm going to get to your questions, comments, all that good stuff here as we continue. LSU wins 7-0. They beat Little Rock. Little Rock will come back and play on Saturday. That game is scheduled for, the losers bracket game is scheduled for 1 p.m. So Little Rock will play at 1 p.m. on Saturday against the loser of the game that, as we sit here at 10:37 and discuss, is about to take place. So we will see how that transpires. LSU will come back on Saturday evening and play the winner of tonight's game. That's going to go, unfortunately for those teams, early into this morning. So again, as we look at the schedule, forgive me here while I do this very quickly. As I mentioned, the losers bracket game, the elimination game will be at 1 o'clock. And then LSU in the winners bracket game will play at 5 p.m. So 5 p.m. is the 1 p.m. for the losers bracket game, 5 p.m. scheduled for the winners bracket game. LSU against whoever wins between Rhode Island and Dallas Baptist. So we'll keep an eye on that. Very quickly, I'll run through what's going on right now, transpiring with the second game. So with all the delays, what I was told from an NCAA official on site, I was communicating today with an NCAA official on site, me personally firsthand with an NCAA official on site at the box. They were expecting 55 minutes between games. And the second game, Dallas Baptist, Rhode Island, had to start before 11 p.m. Otherwise, it would move to Saturday. So when you look at that 55-minute window, that meant LSU had to end at 10:04 p.m. It did not. Very clearly what happened is they compressed that window by allowing those two teams, Dallas Baptist and Rhode Island, to warm up at U High. They're not going to warm up at the box. They warmed up at U High. If you were watching the broadcast, you could see they cut to it a couple of times. Dallas Baptist, then Rhode Island, getting loose on the U High field. And then as soon as this game ended with LSU and Little Rock, the teams were clear, and Dallas Baptist and Rhode Island were coming right in and get started within 30 minutes. So they're going to play that game because, and it makes you wonder, like, what if you didn't have the high school field literally 400 feet from home plate? Like, what would you have done if you didn't have that field right there? So really a blessing for those two teams. Now, they're going to have to play a late game tonight, but it's going to allow these teams to stay more on schedule on Saturday and Sunday, because if this game with Dallas Baptist and Rhode Island wasn't played tonight, Friday night, then somebody, whoever was winning and advancing, was going to play a doubleheader Saturday and a doubleheader Sunday. That's just an impossibility. I mean, to think of that, the possibility of maybe playing 4 games in 2 days, 5 games in 3 days is just, there's college rosters aren't built to be able to do that. So we'll see who wins this game here in the wee hours. A lot of you are probably going to go to bed, and God bless you. I don't blame you if you do. And you'll wake up tomorrow on Saturday, and you'll find out who won that game and who LSU is going to play. But 1 o'clock in the elimination game, 5 o'clock scheduled for the winner's bracket game with LSU and whoever wins between Dallas Baptist and Rhode Island. And we all would presume it will be Cade Anderson on the bump, of course, for LSU, trying to advance to the regional final. And here's hoping that they get there. Okay, let's get to your questions and comments. Appreciate very much for you for hanging out with us. Connor was hoping Jay would use a different pitcher for every out so they wouldn't be able to get the second game in tonight. Look, LSU is at a major advantage in this series as it started. There's a huge advantage now because these two teams are going to play into the wee hours of the morning. And so that's just going to be so hard for whoever does advance. It's going to be doubly difficult. I mean, whoever loses this game is going to have to turn around and play at 1 o'clock tomorrow on Saturday. But I kind of wonder, y'all. Again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't know. But LSU had the game comfortably in hand. And in the 8th, it was almost like, hey, let's just go up there and get this thing over with. Like, we're up 7-0, swing early in the count, let's go. And LSU put some good swings on some pitches. I mean, both Dickinson and Brown hit balls to the warning track at center. But it was almost like, let's just get this thing over with so they can try to get this game in. And I respect if that's ultimately what they did. Hunter, Rizzy to close. Eyanson was great. Excited for the talent from Rizzy. Looked insane. If he keeps it up, we're going to cause some problems. And the interesting thing is Rizzy was an up 10 down 10 guy. We've talked about the guys you're going to count on. Anderson, Eyanson, Cowan, Evans, Shores, Myers, like Newt. Those are the 7 that you're counting on. And then you've got your up 10 down 10 guys. Primo, Rizzy, Williams. I mean, those are the guys that at this point you're going to count on when you're up 7-0 in the 9th inning, and you can go give the ball to Maverick Rizzy and say, hey, just go throw a bunch of fastball strikes. So, but he looked good, man. Looked really good. Landon, on a normal Louisiana night, we would have had potentially 3 or 4 more home runs. Go Tigers. That is true. The wind was blowing in. It was odd to see. A lot of you are commenting that, and I do agree with you. Let's see. Excited Danny, he's a beast. Eyanson should be a first rounder. So Eyanson, as I'm told, we had Joe Doyle on the show this week on AFR this week about the draft. Cade Anderson is a bona fide first rounder. He may very well be the first pick of the draft. He'll be a top 5 guy. He'll be the top collegiate left-hander taken, no doubt about it. Eyanson has made himself a lot of money. The guy who I'm going to tell you over the last month has made the most money is Chase Shores. Chase Shores, I was talking to an NL scout today who told me Chase Shores has probably made himself in the last couple of weeks between $800,000 and $1 million. He'll probably get near $2 million as a second-round pick this year because of what he's been able to show. As a matter of fact, this scout told me that in their database, this big league team's prospect database, Chase Shores' outing in the SEC tournament was the best outing of any pitcher in the country they have scouted the entire season. That one singular outing, as far as velo, command, location, mix of pitches, that was the best outing of any pitcher they'd scouted the entire season. So Chase Shores has made himself a lot of money here in the last month. Let's see, post-game concern, Luis Hernandez. I don't worry about Luis Hernandez. He's a very experienced player, and he's a really good player. The one kind of question was, and by the way, Hernandez was 1 for 4 in the ballgame tonight. The one kind of question is that we had seen Arambidi catch Eyanson, and maybe it's a point now where, being in the postseason, Jay's going to lean on experience with Hernandez. So I'll be fascinated to see if on Saturday when Cade Anderson pitches, does Arambidi catch game 2 like he had been doing, catching the middle game of a weekend series, or do they stick with Hernandez? I don't know what they're going to do, but that's going to be something worth watching. Gregory Gordy, Noah Lejeune, Caleb, thanks so much for being here with us, man. Appreciate everybody for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Offense, defense, shut them out. Great win. Good to play at home. Yes, I thought you were saying good play at home. The one play at home that was interesting was the second run LSU scored when Stanfield scored in the second inning on Jones's RBI single. There was the play at the plate. They reviewed it and ruled him safe. No, forgive me. That was the play where Stanfield stumbled, got up, and still scored. It was on forgive me. This was in the 6th on Curiel's RBI double, where they reviewed it, and ultimately that was Hernandez who scored on that RBI double, and it did in fact hold up. So, let's see. Ole Miss, Oregon, Southern Miss are all about to lose. Baseball, brother. Hey, Bubba, where's that been from Rizzy all year? Strikes an 88-mile-an-hour curve. That's not actually been uncommon for Maverick Rizzy. He struggled with command and walks early in the season, but if you look at Maverick Rizzy here of late, Maverick Rizzy has allowed, let's see, he pitched twice against Arkansas. He had a rough outing, but before that against Tennessee, he struck out 2. No, forgive me, the Tennessee was the 2 walks. A&M, he was good, didn't allow a hit or a run in an inning and 2/3, struck out 4. The second outing against Arkansas, faced 1 hitter, walked him. No, forgive me, faced 3 hitters, got 2 outs, walked 1. And then then against South Carolina, faced 1 hitter, got the out. Rizzy has been pretty good. He had 4 strikeouts in the outing against Northwestern State. The big blow up was the 13-3 win against Arkansas, where it looked like LSU was going to run rule them, and then the bullpen kind of gave it up and made it close. Then they had to walk it off. That was the game where Rizzy gave up 3 runs coming in relief. But other than that, man, he's been pretty good of late. The stuff is undeniable. Brant, everybody's saying the same thing. The win cost him a couple more home runs. That's true. Spurge, yes, Dickinson's 2 homers were caught by the same kid. As someone pointed out, because I noted that on Twitter, and someone's like, "Where I come from, that ain't a catch." Okay, fine. How about retrieved? But yes, both of Dickinson's home run balls were retrieved by the same young fan, which is pretty cool to see. Noah, who's staying up to watch Rhode Island? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to shower. I might watch the first 3 innings just to get a look at them. But after that, I'm really going to enjoy some sleep tonight. I think we've all earned it after this day. It was a long day today. All right, please smash the like button if you're with us live on YouTube. Big shout out to everybody that's hanging out with us here. This is interesting. So Bob said tomorrow's game's at 8 p.m. I will gladly stand corrected on this, Bob. Forgive me, but I am looking at ESPN's website, which shows a 5 o'clock first pitch. If I am wrong, I will gladly stand corrected. I would rather see a late game on this, but let me see. I don't know if anybody else has that. Again, I'm looking at ESPN's website, which has the first game at 1, the second game at 5. If that has changed, great. I would rather LSU play later than 5 o'clock. But I do not see it on LSU's Twitter. Forgive me, all. I don't mean to straggle here as we're talking live, but I'm looking at the schedule here. Let's see, Saturday, the Baton Rouge Regional. First game is at 1 p.m. I'm looking at this right here, Bob. I would love for you to be right, but I'm looking at ESPN.com, and they have the first game at 1 p.m. and the second game at 5 p.m. Okay, If somebody has it differently, and I'm looking at LSUsports.net as well, but ESPN doesn't have it correctly, then I'll go to LSUsports.net. But ESPN has the games at 1 and 5. And I do know TV is going to dictate all this, so that could change. All right, I do see this, that they're showing 8 o'clock Central. So maybe they've altered it because of the late start of this game, and that would be great if they did. Okay, thank you. A lot of you are saying Saturday at 8 p.m. Okay, great. They've changed it. They've altered it, I guess, because of the late start for this. So I appreciate you very much for the correction there. I am looking at LSUsports.net. They have it at 8 p.m. So that's probably a correction because of the late start of this game, which candidly is probably can we all agree? Like, that's probably the right thing to do. If you're going to sit here and throw this, if you're going to play this game into the wee hours, to not have a team turn around and play at 1 o'clock or earlier. So, okay. Jonathan Primo came in throwing strike. Primo was really good. Primo faced one batter in the 8th, was really good. I'm trying to see if there's anything else here that you all want to get to. Chris, box is going to be rocking tomorrow night. Games at the box are fun. And the good news is the weather should be really good Saturday and Sunday as well, which is awesome. Let's get after this. Jay, it feels like 1:17 a.m. I should have my 1:17 a.m. shirt on. You can get yours, by the way, at 929misfits.com. I'll post the link. And by the way, if you love the Cade shirt, you can get this at 929misfits.com as well. If you'd like to, feel free. I'll post the link there. Use the code GO15, GEAUX15, GO15 for 15% off. What channel is the Rhode Island game coming on? That's probably going to be stream only. Anymore. I want to get to interesting. Rick talked about Florida and Kentucky lost on the road. It's great to host. I'm in this number. I and everybody else had Florida winning that Conway Regional. Now, they could come out of the losers bracket and win, but they took it on the chin on Friday. Florida did. I think the final was 11-6, but at one point that was 6-0, then 11-3. Florida's a team that had played really well and got clobbered. So against East Carolina, Kentucky lost. Not surprised to see that. Kentucky's not been a great team all year, but they did. They got walked off by West Virginia, so it was a close game. JP, what's good, man? LSU radio crew echoed your sentiment about the groundouts, flyouts better than strikeouts. There's no doubt. As fun as it is to see strikeouts, and it is fun to see strikeouts, I would rather a pitcher go deep into a ball game, because Greg Maddux always said that his perfect outing was 27 outs on 27 pitches. He would always said, there's 27 outs. It's my job to go find them. He'd rather 27 weekly hit balls for outs and get 27 outs on 27 pitches. Anthony Eyanson went 7 2/3. 7 2/3. And he threw 98 pitches. 68 of them were for strikes. He easily could have finished this game, but Jay Johnson very wisely used the opportunity to get both Primo and Rizzi postseason experience, get him on the mound. Always say, the average that you want to get to is 12 to 15 pitches per inning. 12 on the low end, 15 on the high end. So, for Eyanson to go 7 2/3, you would have been talking at that rate at about 105 to 115, 120 pitches. He was at 98 through 7 2/3. Massively efficient, awesome, pitched a shutout. Great to see. You love it. Okay, please smash that like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks for being here so much with us. We appreciate you. Couple of more if I can find any. Darren, Matt, do you have an Anthony shirt from tomorrow's game? Did you use those scent beads to wear so you can wear the Cade once again? I don't know what that means. I need to get an Anthony Eyanson shirt. I've got the Cade Anderson shirt and I've got the 117 AM shirt. Those are the baseball shirts that I have. If you've got an idea for an Anthony Eyanson shirt, let me know. We'll get them printed. Would love to do it. Okay, let's get out of here, y'all. Great win for the Tigers. You checked every box. Eyanson gave you length. You didn't have to use your great relievers. You hit 1 through 9. You had 11 hits, 16 base runners. You scored 7 times of the 16. Your 2-out hitting was clutch in this ball game as well. Hated that you left the bases loaded in the first. I hated bunting in the fourth because, regardless of what I feel about bunting, you were playing for 1 run in a 2-0 ball game against a team that was 8-16 in the OVC. Playing for 1 run is dumb. Like, go clobber that team. But all in all, loved what you saw from the Tigers. So we'll wait and see what happens here with Rhode Island and Dallas Baptist. LSU's got Cade Anderson, Zach Cowan, Kason Evans all queued up to win the marble game of a regional. And if you do that, which you should, you're going to come back on Sunday, and somebody's going to have to win on Sunday and then come back and try to beat you Sunday night for the opportunity to beat you Monday. So sets up perfectly for LSU in this regional, exactly what you were hoping for. So Tigers win 7-0, and we're glad to have you aboard with us here. We'll be here again on Saturday night. It'll be late, 8 o'clock first pitch, means we'll be here probably around 11 midnight for Locked on LSU, our immediate reaction post-game show. Thank you so much for being with us, and thanks for making us your first listen every single day. And so do me a favor, if you're listening or watching on demand, if you're listening on demand, subscribe on your favorite podcast app, rate us, leave a review. If you are watching on YouTube, remember, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the bell so you're notified whenever we post a new video or go live so you can join us live here on these post-game reacts. We've been doing it all year, y'all, since the very beginning of the season, and now we've made it to the postseason, and I ain't going to stop now. It's a ton of fun. We're glad to have you. Here's hoping we got 2 more, supers, first weekend in Omaha, championship weekend in Omaha. Let's do this for 3 more weeks, y'all. Let's do this for 3 more weeks and follow the Tigers all the way through championship number 8. We'll be here as long as the Tigers are playing. It's Locked on LSU, your team every day.